Well, good day. My name is Doug Van Wyk with Farm Credit Life Express. Taking a few minutes today with Brian Haase, and who's a customer of ours, and Ann Klemp, who's a loan officer with Greenstone Farm Credit. So we just want to talk about Life Express, the life insurance experience that Brian had. I helped him a few months ago to get a policy with Protective Life. And so first off, Ann, how did you and Brian connect on the idea of life insurance, or how did you introduce it?
At our loan closings, we had a form that we would go through indicating whether or not someone wanted to get some quotes on life insurance. And when I met with Brian and Barb, they had just had a new addition to the family. We actually closed their loan at the hospital. And what better time to talk about protecting one's family than immediately following the birth of a child? So
For sure.
Kind of how it all started.
Okay, good, good. I love that. I can't believe you went to the hospital to sign the paperwork. That's great service, I'll tell you.
It was a first.
Yeah, I'm sure. So Brian, why do you think that life insurance is important to you and your family?
Well, I think our standard answer would be, to maintain financial security for our family should, an accident or life-altering event occur. Beyond that, we wanted to maintain our lifestyle should one of those events or accidents occur.
You bet. Yeah, makes sense. A lot of our customers obviously want to protect their debt and replace their income if something happens to them. So what does that mean for your family? Obviously, your wife, Barb, is probably pleased that you have a little extra life insurance. What does that mean to her?
Ann said she had, kind of started the discussion at a good time for us when we had our first and only child in 2009. That was, one life insurance policy ago, and it was a time when we were refinancing one of our loans with Greenstone. And, I guess what it means to us is that, at least at this point in time, while we've maybe become a little more financially secure, we wanted the option because we both work a lot, and it's always a juggling act to spend time with our child. And if something should happen to one of us, I guess we felt we wanted the option at this point in life to be financially well off, to give the other spouse an option to not work anymore, possibly, or to do something different, career change, something that would allow us more time for family. Should one of us become a single parent.
You bet. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, those are great reasons to have life insurance for sure. Lastly, what did you think about the process, Brian, as far as working with me and the underwriters and the nurse? How did that process go for you?
It went well, considering, the time frame was kind of the early shutdown for COVID for all of us. And,
yeah,
we had a relatively simple phone interview with a nurse. I had a direct contact or appointment with a traveling nurse, which had happened 10 years ago with our first policy. So I was expecting that. All of that went relatively well. I guess the only, little bit of glitch we had was really due to the medical system, because, whether it was lack of employees at the time due to COVID or whatever, they had some trouble getting our medical records released to you, and eventually we got around that after a few phone calls.
You bet. You bet. Yeah, that's been a little bit of a hurdle in the last 6 months with COVID. But so no, I'm glad you have good coverage, Brian. I'm glad that Ann, that you brought this up many years ago. And I'm glad you have good coverage for you and your family, Brian. And I appreciate you guys both taking a few minutes this morning to talk about Life Express. And you guys keep up the good work. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Yep.